We're ready to begin with UNLV. We have student athletes Patrick McCaw, Ike Nwamu, Coach Todd Simon. Coach, if we can start with you, just some thoughts on today's game.
Well, obviously, just an incredible ball game. And probably very entertaining to watch. Not so much the ups and downs to coach, but we had some incredible individual efforts. Guys stepping up, and gave everything they had for 55 minutes as a group, and couldn't be more proud of these Runnin Rebels.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now take questions for the student athletes only, and then we'll come back to the coach.
Question for both Ike and Patrick. You guys both played 55 minutes. I'm assuming you've never played those kind of minutes before in one game. Can you just tell us about how you're feeling physically, and Ike, how aggressive you were down the stretch, taking the ball to the basket and getting to the free throw line?
To be honest, we're a little exhausted. I'm a little exhausted right now, but you don't think about that while you're playing, because at this time of the year, it's win or go home. So you just got to push through that and then take care of everything after the game. And then in regards to being aggressive, they had some guys in foul trouble, so our coaching staff was telling us to make sure we attack, get downhill, and either get fouled, make free throws, or get to the basket. So that was pretty much the game plan down the stretch offensively.
Let's go here first.
For both players, when you got 3 scholarship players and 2 walk-ons in the 4 in the third overtime, and you find a way to pull it out, what does it say about digging deep like that?
It says a lot about our team. We had 2 walk-ons on the floor, but they're still a part of our team. It's just a strong bond that we have and that we've grown over the whole season. We've been through so much as a team. Everybody gets along and, has fun together. So when they got on the floor, it wasn't a letdown. They brought the same energy and effort, and that was huge for us.
Let's go back here. Go ahead.
Not going back-to-back very often after a game like that, what do you guys think you have left in the tank tomorrow-wise, especially with your legs?
We're just going to turn the page and start preparing for Fresno. We're not going to really think about how tired we are, because you don't get an asterisk if you're complaining about being tired. So we're just going to get our feet up, get hydrated, and then we'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Anything else for our student athletes? Okay, we'll dismiss them at this time. Thank you, men.
Good job, big boy.
Now take questions for the coach. Let's go right here first, Brent.
What explanation was given to you on the foul call, that they called an offensive foul that didn't result in free throws at the end of either regulation or the first overtime?
I believe it was a loose ball foul or something along those lines, player control foul that didn't fall under those guidelines that resulted in free throws.
Did you have anything to say in return to that?
Yes, but they're probably not a time and place for it.
Let's go over here, Coach.
Another call at the end of, I think it was a second overtime, where it looked like Van jumped into Cornish and got the 3 free throws. What did you tell your players at that point? Because I'm sure they had to be frustrated as far as sort of keeping level heads.
Well, it's been a theme for us all year, and even in the face of any adversity or any thing that these guys are facing, we constantly preach poise and control what you can control. And they've displayed great hardness, as we like to call it. Nothing rattled them. Continue to move on to the next play and roll with the punches and move on, turn the page. And so that's kind of where we were. And so, hey, it results in 5 more minutes of basketball. It could be worse things.
We're here.
Coach, Barry Chaney maybe didn't play that many minutes his whole career, and he plays 20 huge minutes tonight, some steals, just hustle plays. Talk a little bit about what he brought to the team tonight.
Yeah, Dr. Chaney, as we like to call him, he wasn't on the team at the beginning of the year, and kind of joins us midstream a little bit, and but he's been a tremendous scout team player every day in practice, mimicking what everyone else does, and giving our guys fits in practice. So he had all the confidence in the world that he could do it, and obviously he goes in there, steps up, and I thought he really keyed a few of the plays that sparked us in that little comeback at the end of regulation, and little things that don't get credit for, fronting the post and getting a hand on a loose ball, saving a ball from going out of bounds. I mean, these were all things all winning plays, and Barry was just tremendous in that. Extra passes, moving the ball versus the zone. I mean, he was awesome. He was just awesome. I could not be more proud of that young man.
Let's go back here first.
Coach, after Air Force won the game up there were some comments that were well documented about them having more heart and being tougher from Coach Pilipovich. Is that something you guys talked about or discussed, and what does the performance today say about your team's heart?
Well, I think we did talk about it. It was something we don't believe or agreed with, obviously, but we were going to let our play speak for itself. And that was the only thing that mattered to us. So anytime you're challenged in that way for whatever reason, the best way is take the high road and let your play be an example of it. And I don't think what's happened since and the resolve of this group and guys playing 55 minutes and doing things that they did tonight, I don't think anyone could possibly challenge their heart and toughness in any way, shape, or form.
Todd, do you think because of what you guys have been through the past couple months or so that helped prepare you for a day like this when you face so many challenges?
I think so. I think this group is going to, the adversities this group has gone through, it's almost a decade's worth in most programs. And I think these young men are going to have life lessons that are going to apply, and they're going to reach back and find for a long, long time. And, and it applies here this time of year when it's time, championship time, and they resolve and the poise through situations, the growth that the team has shown in those areas from early in the year to now is just tremendous. I mean, the guys kind of consistently demonstrate that they can overcome stuff, that they're not going to get rattled, that they will move on, and they will dig and find it. And I think that obviously is what won the game for us today.
Right here.
Coach, you're able to grind it out and fight and get this win. Can you give us an idea of what you said to these guys in the locker room after the game?
Well, we just talked about, it was an epic battle, and it was just the pride that I had in them for continuing to dig in and find it, and for guys stepping up. You get 28 minutes out of Barry and Austin, and the next man up mantra, and all together. You can't, as a coach, it makes you emotional. What more could you ask than to have a group that's gone through everything like this, and to still believe and to still hang on what you're saying to them, and to buy in, and then to give everything, every ounce of what they have as a coach. That part of it makes you so thankful.
Anything else? Okay, thank you very much, Coach.
Thank you.
For Air Force, we have student athlete Zach Coker, Jacob Van, Coach Dave Pilipovich. Coach, if we can start with you and get some thoughts on today's game.
All right. How many people in this room thought when they came to the 1:30 game you would see 55 minutes of basketball? Huh? That was a pretty exciting game. That was a pretty exciting game. Two teams that just fought tremendously to the end. Gosh, we had 5 players that fouled out. At the end of the game, when I'm going across the court to shake their hands and congratulate them, I shake Steven Zimmerman's hand. Hell, I forgot he was in the game because he fouled out so early, and then we kept playing. What a great game by two teams that just, when you get to this point in the season and you know that, it's a one-and-done situation, just proud of our group, these two young men and the rest of our team. And congratulate UNLV for what they've gone through this season and what they've been able to finish today and now have a chance to move on.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now take questions for the student athletes.
Jacob, start with the free throws at the end of, what was it, the second overtime? Going to the line, down 3 with 3 seconds left with 3 shots. What was the mentality? And I don't know, have you ever faced anything like that as an athlete?
Yeah, I've never really been in that situation. I just kind of try to think back to, when I was in the gym by myself, getting shots up, shooting free throws. I just try to take my mind away from the situation and just take it one free throw at a time and really not try and put pressure on myself.
And Zach, what's the emotion after this game? I mean, is there a sense of what's going through your head after you go 3 overtimes and don't finish?
I thought we fought really hard, but by no means are we satisfied with just fighting hard. I think coming into the game we had a little extra fight in us because, everyone was counting us out from the start. No one thought that we'd be even close to that, so we had a little bit extra, something to play for. But we just didn't get it done at the end. They just made more plays than us, so it was a hard-fought battle, but we just came up a little short.
Go ahead.
For either both players, the fact you beat UNLV at your place, was that important coming in today knowing you had beaten them already?
I mean, I thought it was a little bit similar to last year. We got New Mexico at our place before the tournament, came in here and got New Mexico first round. So it was a little bit similar to that, but I think it gave us a little bit more confidence, but we should have confidence, I guess, going into any game. We're not going to count ourselves out by any means. So it definitely helped, though.
What's it do to the legs when you're at that 55-minute point? And obviously you guys needed some shots to get back into it. What did you feel like in that, especially in that third overtime?
Well, for me personally, I could tell all my shots were short. I couldn't necessarily tell that my legs were tired, just kind of having a lot of adrenaline in the game. Definitely feel it now, but I just realized, if my shots are short, just need to attack the basket, and that's going to give us our best chance to get points and get back in the game.
And obviously, most seasons end with a loss. I mean, for everybody, pretty much. What's this do to spring you guys forward, especially you didn't have a senior on the floor, and to have that kind of game, that kind of effort?
Yeah, it just shows that we can kind of have this momentum going into next year. We got a lot of experience out of this season from the younger guys, so that's just going to spring us forward to next year. And I mean, we weren't thinking like we're all going to be back next year because as you saw from Zemo or Zach Mower, our only senior, you never know how many games you're going to have left. So we tried to make the most of this season, and we just came up short. So it's definitely going to give us a little bit of confidence and hopefully some momentum going into next year in the off season. In the way we work.
Anything else for our student athletes? Okay, we'll dismiss them at this time. Thank you, men. Questions for the coach?
What was the explanation to you after the looked like a foul called on Brooke Heiss at the end of the first overtime that didn't result in free throws?
I don't know if I got an explanation.
You didn't? I guess you probably didn't need to ask for it, though.
Yeah. I don't know if I got really an explanation on that one. Yeah.
Okay. And I realize you had a whole extra overtime after Seipels fouled out.
Yeah.
But did you feel like that was kind of the deciding blow?
No, I like to. No, when you lose, our thing has always been next man up, and we obviously had some players in late in the game who maybe haven't had the minutes with some of the really young freshmen who haven't played earlier during the season. But the guys really they gave everything, and I don't know if any team lost it or won it. For us, I think we just ran out a little bit of time. If there was a little more time on the clock, as you said, maybe we didn't finish the game. Did we not finish? I think we didn't have enough time to catch back up again. That's the way I look at it with our guys. But we had a great effort. CJ, the foul, he had a drive, and he called a push-off foul. I couldn't see it. It was away from the bench. Obviously look at that. But that's what happened. Then we moved on from there. Jacob Van gave us great minutes. Zach Coker, Hayden Graham. Jacob Van, Hayden Graham, Coker, everybody. you know, the minutes that we got and we fought and they fought, you know, they lost guys. Guys were fouling out on their team. You know, we had 3 starters out from beginning season. They had, you know, 3 or 4 players have been out for them. You know, it was like the survival at the end. Who's going to survive it and make the last play? So what an epic game for us to be involved in. As we move forward with our program, we talk to our players about this, and we'll talk to them about this here after we take some time. We've done some good things, and we've won some games here at home. Now for us to move forward, we've got to win some games on the road, and that's maturity, and that's growing as a team. And I'm not saying this was an away game, because this was a neutral game today. But we've got to win some. We've got to grow and show that development where we're capable. We lose the Fresno game in the last second out there, and then we lose this one today. So as we mature and grow, that's going to be a big key for us. Continue to do what we've done at home and protect our home court. I think we won 12 or 13 games at home this year, but we've got to get better on the road.
What is the difference? You know, obviously here you had a 5-point lead.
Well, the difference is we're not playing at Clune Arena and we just come from our dorm down to – no. You know, the difference is in the environment. The home – you know, we've got a great home court when our cadets are there, as you know, and you've been in that arena. And when we've traveled through the venues of the Mount West, I mean, you've been to the Pit and to San Diego State and here to UNLV. I mean, it's there's some great venues, and the home crowds really support their teams. Now the maturity of our team has to be able to come into these venues and win games.
It seemed like every overtime they would get a quick 4 or 5 points.
Right, yeah.
Was that a big factor, just that you always had to be playing from behind?
Yeah, you know, we gained some possessions early, and we, you know, out of 2 to 3 overtimes, if I can remember, we then attacked to the glass. We stepped back, took a jumper, took a perimeter shot, and we wanted to attack to the rim. Everyone was in foul trouble, and we wanted to put the whistle in the officials' hands and make that call, and then they were able to come down and get a score. So we were coming back, but, you know, it's a long overtime. There's a lot of minutes to be played, lead changes here and there. It was a hell of a game. I mean, excuse me. It was a great game. It was a really – it'll take me a long time to watch it again. I'm not going to watch it right away because it hurts, but that was one heck of a game.
Anything else? Okay, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Coach.